hello, chess lovers. Hope you're having a great day. We are here again on a cool, well, actually kind of sunny Wednesday, and you you know what day it is. Give STL Day. So, per usual, I think over the last few weeks, we've been asking for your support for our Give STL Day. Today is that day. Today is the last day. So, please go ahead, take a look, see if you want to do anything to show your love and support for us. We are almost reaching our goal. I believe our goal is about 1500, and we were last time I checked on 1100 something. So go ahead and join to this cool idea to basically show us that you love us and you support us and you appreciate us and all those kind of cool stuff. So yeah, please go ahead and do that. And as suggested in the video, we are going to be doing some games of Magnus. I am skeptical if we can do more than one game because it's just such cool games. I don't really want to rush through them. But however, I do have tea, carbonated water with caffeine, cold coffee, and lemonade, so I am ready. So yeah. Also per usual, keep in mind that we intend to do the switch to Twitch segments when we're done here. So in about an hour or hour and a half, depending on how the class is going, we are going to be wanting to switch to Twitch and analyze your games. So start thinking about what kind of games you want to show, and yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Hi Brian. Yeah, GNPG is also very excited. He's kind of just chilling with the weather, looking outside. I kind of showered him this week, so we had that little disagreement going on, but I think I've been forgiven. Alright, let's go ahead. So, this is a game between Carlsen and Nakamura back in 2013, which feels so like yesterday, but it's like actually 8 years ago. So, this makes me feel so old. Alright, we have a cool Sicilian going. The first thing that I kind of want to ask is, well, what type of game do you think this is going to be? Tactical, strategical? I know that it's too early to actually ask these type of questions, but what do you think? I am reading the chat, so... What do you think? Also, for the students in the chat, how do you feel about semester ending so soon, in about a week? Some people are almost done, some people are all 2 weeks left. Yeah, for me, my final is next Thursday. It is kind of classic Sicilian, I agree with that. So does that mean we're gonna have like a very chill game or crazy bong bong bang bang type of stuff? Oh, it's actually kind of tasty. Oh, brain freeze. Alright, yeah, the cat is, oh my god, he's being too cute. He's just looking at me and then looking at the window and, oh, he's the best. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be too strategic because, well, let's look. Well, of course, to be honest, I've also seen this game to be able to select it, so I kind of know it's not going to be that too chill, but alright. So, yeah. Knight b5 is the best lines. There are knight c6 ideas as well when it comes to like Kalashnikov, but knight b5s make the most sense. Yeah, Master Z, I think you're having a little error going on. I hope you can fix it. Yeah, Magnus does like to grind or to play something to take a point out of prep. Yeah, I agree with that, Brian. Alright, so I think this idea with knight b5 when it comes to Kalashnikov is the best one. There are different ways that black can play this. Knight of 6 earlier, that's one way. But again, it's way too early to start criticizing opening choices. Alright, so I kind of want to get a general idea. So after, keep in mind if this a6 was played, now knight d6 is a possibility. It's playable, but if I remember correctly, this is known to be fine for both sides. So usually white doesn't necessarily get too worried with this a6. But after knight b5, d6. Alright, so what do you think white should do? This is kind of interesting because the move that Magnus played is not the main move. The main move is something with c4 or something with like getting the knight out. Not the rook. Getting the knight out, something like that. That's not what Magnus did. c4 is the move that I always play because, well, why not? Uchiha. I mean, I feel like anyone who has resources, support, and the time, and if I don't forget motivation, they can. Mr. Z, I'm not sure what's up with you. I think it's not a zoo, man. Alright. What do you think white did here? Any suggestions? Bishop c4, interesting. But usually in this type of openings with like Kalashnikov or Sveshnikov, we don't really get this bishop c4 idea a lot. And the problem is when you play this bishop c4, first of all, bishop e6. Second of all, you kind of want to keep your options open regarding this bishop. Because I actually can't remember a single game where this bishop has been like the... Well, actually, usually this bishop is on the way, but sometimes you can get this bishop out and kind of form some sort of attack. I remember I've seen a game or two like this very long time ago. But that's kind of one of the ideas that can be presented. Let's see. Knight 1 c3. Yeah, I think getting the knight to c3 or like something like not that. Something like a c4. These are the normal moves to do. If you were to play something like maybe knight here, a6, knight a3, that's something that could easily happen as well. Alright. So in the game, Magnus got to get his bishop out some way, right? He went for g3. What do you think about this move? And what do you think black should do? To be honest, this bishop is like the black sheep, I guess that's the correct expression, of white's position. So white would like to try and get this bishop somehow, potentially to f5. A lot of the times players play something with like h4 and get the bishop out there, they want to exchange it. Sometimes they start with like these ideas with queen h5. It's a whole different type of dynamic, but anyways they want to exchange this bishop. They want to exchange this bishop any way they can. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. So what do you think black should do? Black knows what white wants. What do you think black should do? I'll tell you a little bit about the history or like the situation surrounding the move that black did. So it's kind of funny because after the game, when they started to talk about like why black, like if Magnus had prepared for this move that black did or not, he kind of said that yeah, I had this like feeling that Nakamura was gonna play this move here, even though there were like a bunch of other lines that he could have done. Magnus was very like Lasker, and he had this like really cool, instinctive, like instinctive, like grasp on practical chess psychology. Yeah, kind of sensing what the opponent was thinking. I've done that. Like, I feel like sometimes I also have that idea when I'm playing someone. I think the most the most yeah, the coolest one that I want to talk about was like when I was playing those championships. There are a few games that I like had a feeling what the opponents were gonna play. Like my first round, I had a feeling that Sabina was not gonna just play some just like very blah line. She would like play this London, and she did. So I had something prepared against it. Or when I played Jennifer Yu, amazing player. I had a feeling just because she had played this idea with h6 g5 prior to her game versus against mine. She would like if she was tempted enough at my bishop on g5, she might have played this like h6 and then g5 again, which she did. So that's a very well. I guess in that sense, I am like Carlsen and Lasker. Yes. So yeah, overall, that's kind of the idea to try to be able to predict or have a good estimation of what your opponent wants even before the game starts. Yeah, and yes, you guys are actually correct. This h5 was the idea. Yeah. Now, what do you think White wants to do? What the White should do? Right now, this idea is with like h4, bishop h3. It's not gonna be as appealing anymore because there is no more queen h5. So what do you think we should do here as White? What do you think? Okay, I think. Alright, I think. Oh, Master Z got it. This idea with knight c3 might be the most appealing one, at least for the time being. You're kind of just forcing black to weaken his queen side. Yeah, and it's very much worth thinking about. I think this idea with knight c3 is, yeah, it's very, very appealing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if now black tries to kick this knight away, now that's something that we actually like. Okay, so black did play this a6, I have to play this knight a3, and now b5. Now, what should we do here as white? Keep in mind this b4 is about to pop up. I'm gonna see if I can give you any more insight on what went in Magnus's brain in this game. I like this idea of knight d5. You have limited choices, so let's make sure we make it count. Okay, so one thing that I think is definitely worth considering is that, well, what are we going to do with our king? This d5 square is super weak, I agree with that. c5 is also kind of weakened. Knight e2 with idea to juice to push pawn to f4. I think that's way too early. In like future, that could be a possibility. Okay, so a little background to give you is like this pawn structure. Apparently, Magnus tempted Naka to do the similar pawn structure in an earlier tournament, Tal Memorial, the same year, 2013. So that's kind of like a yeah. So like this was in English, and Naka played like a fianchetto line, and yeah, that didn't really work. hmm And then the D pawn was in deep, deep trouble. Alright, so now knight d5 was played, obviously, knight d5 was the easy to do move. Now let's look at the improvement. If not b5, if knight f6, then what? There are lines such as knight f6, h4, and b5. These are kind of the three main lines to be mentioned. So the thing with knight f6 is there is no h6, so yep, bishop g5, exactly. Clear example of weak squares. Yep, that's one's gonna be fun. Now, what about this h4 idea? What would we do here as white now? I don't think bishop g2 is a wrong move. I think bishop g2 is kind of your best shot. I think a move such as, I've been having trouble talking a little fast recently. Knight c4. Yeah, I think this idea with knight c4 is also quite interesting. You just begin to add pressure after pressure. Yeah. So I think after h4, bishop g2 though, it's the most logical one. If h3, alright, I'll just bring it back. If you try b5 now, knight d5, and again this cool bishop g5 idea. And that's kind of the way that, that was kind of one of the ideas that Magnus had. If Naka did go for this h4, h3, yeah. Now, what do we think? Okay, rook b8. This is kind of going too off topic, but I really do want to talk about it for a little bit. What do you think about long castle? Good idea? Bad idea? Because I think this position before black played b5, when we're talking about b5 or knight f6 or h4, I think that's very critical to be able to actually understand what's going on. Okay. Put pressure on the D pawn. Okay, yeah, I like it. I'm glad that you guys are a fan of this castle. Short castle is a little scary, honestly. I don't know if that's what we want to be doing. Yeah, I don't really support this short castle. This pawn is way too advanced, and I don't really have. It's comparing short castle to long castle. I'm gonna have a better shot at long castle defending my king, and like, see, that pawn is already on my third rank. None of these pawns are close to achieving that level, so I don't really want to do that. I agree with with long castle. Now, if knight e7, all right, cool. I'll eat this for you and we'll get the exchange out, and it's a slightly advantageous endgame for white. Yeah. Let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to mention? Oh yeah. If not if I don't gift you this pawn, but I do gift you this. What do we think about this? Shall we just take it over here? Is there any other moves? And again, this is a little off topic, but I think it's important for us to be able to keep an open mind. And oh my god, I'm getting an ad for sandwiches, and I am quite hungry actually. So it's so unfair. Alright. What do we think now? Bishop h3. Ooh, I like that, yeah. Keep in mind that's something that could be coming up. How about just rook takes d6? What do you think about rook takes d6? Yeah, I don't think rook takes d6 works as well, because now your rook is kind of a pickle. Rook b6, I'll take this, and your rook is still kind of misplaced. And next I'm gonna eat this, or I want to go attack your rook, and I don't really know how you're gonna get out of that. Yeah. So you guys were correct. Rook d6 is a bad move. Bishop h3 is the best one. And if take, okay, I'll just bring it over, and this is again a pretty decent endgame to play. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna go back, a lot back, even more back. Okay, a little bit more back. Alright. Now, here again, this is not necessarily a long game, so let's just keep it cool. b5 was the move that was played in the game, but what about bishop g4? I think simply just f3. You move this guy away, and then it's just the same thing. I'm eventually gonna castle anyways. Yeah. What about knight d4? Kind of cuts some connection, introduces some new ideas. What do you think about this? Hey buddy, what's up? Uh-oh, the cat's looking at me. If we're lucky enough, Pishi will join our lesson too. Yeah, bishop g2, great. Easy peasy, you can just okay, you know what, you can just easily develop. I can't say comfort. Comfortably. Oh my god, I've lost all my English pronunciations. I'm just gonna start talking Farsi on the chat now. Good luck for the English viewers. Alright, b5. Now what do you think white should do? We talked about we liked knight d5 idea, but we didn't really talk about what if knight e7. So what if knight e7? Comfortably. There we go, now I said it. Not exactly. When I was talking about bishop g5, that was back when the pawn was on b7 and the other knight went there. But this is also, I mean, I guess bishop g5 is worth considering, but I don't really like it as much. This knight still can jump to d4. I don't think you have a long-term plan. Hi, Pish Pish. Oh, there's a bug, but it's outside, so good. Pishi has been very good with killing big bugs. It does not catch mosquitoes though. That's very sad. I have to hunt down mosquitoes myself. Never move your F-pawn in chess. That is not true. I like moving my F-pawn. Under circumstances, under right circumstances. What is my cat's name? Pishi. Which in Farsi literally means cat, so I was very creative. I like the c4 ideas. I think bishop e3 is worth considering, but let's think about your bishops too. Knight c4, no, I don't really want to give up my free knight. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna chat a little while you guys are considering White's best move. So apparently, in my knowledge, the club is expanding. I haven't really been inside of the new site. I don't think it's done yet. I think it's plans to open sometime late summer. Again, I might be wrong. So, but yeah, so the club is. We're not really going to the club for this month, but we are hoping to open up from July-ish, and it's gonna be fun because a lot of the junior, senior championships are gonna be held in person, and in July, and then in August, late August, we have the Singfield Cup going on. So I, for one, am quite excited. Okay, I think. Oh, I like this idea with c3, knight c2. I think that's also a classic Sveshnikov ideas to stop knight d4s too. But keep in mind, why did we play this g3? To play bishop g2, right? So let's just do this bishop g4, and let's see how it goes. Hi, Vivek. Yes, this is live. You caught me live. I don't know why, I just had an image of a fish being caught alive, but... Alright, yeah, I like this bishop g2. No, let's keep it still steady. I'm not trying to tell you which side I'm gonna cast though. So this is a game between Magnus and Naka. This is a big thing, right? Magnus doesn't. It's an important game. He doesn't want to just be like la 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 la. I promise I'm gonna short castle. I'll be a good boy. You can do whatever you want. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna make you keep wondering, and he's gonna keep some of the mystery alive. So of course, he's not gonna immediately castle either side, unless it was extreme circumstances, like there's a pawn on h3. That kind of limits my options. But if I do have the choice, I'm gonna keep the choice. All right, so bishop g2. What about bishop g4? What shall we do? Oh, great. Vivek, where are you? That's in the morning. We have few choices. Either we gotta block this or run with this. Which one would you choose? Those are the two choices. Either queen going to d3 or pawn going to f3. How long have I been playing chess for? Since I was 6, 7. So I'm 23 now. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of mixed ideas and I'm loving it. It is India, wow. One for Ben Simon. He knows his time zones. I knew it would be that side of the world, but yeah, it would be way too early for it to be Iran. I like F3, let's do it. Uh-oh, this is not Ben? Who is it? I don't know my moderator. Ah. Wait, is this Tracy? I thought Tracy wouldn't work on Wednesdays. Anywho, what about f3? I love it. If bishop goes to e6, okay, now there was this idea with c3 and bringing the knight. I really like that. I think something like c4 is very misplaced because we don't know exactly how this is gonna go, and I don't want to start weakening on my own square. So let's do the c3. I'm gonna keep the square, and I have this idea going on. Now, what if h4? You want to see my cat? Oh, there's a question between Dave between queen d2 and queen d3. Queen d3 was better, but f3 was ultimately better than both of them. The cat is kind of looking at me. Maybe, but I think it might be a risky business because he kind of wants to go outside. So if I play with him too much, I'm gonna owe him. Okay. Here is for the audience. Now he might actually sit down. Oh, he is sitting down. Good boy. This is actually very good for me because he's like very fluffy and very warm, so good for my hands to put on him. Yeah, eventually we do want to do short castle, but I don't know if this is the right time because, well, actually it could be. Well, what do you think about bishop e3? Between bishop e3 and castle. Kitty? Doing good? I agree. If we castle right now, you have to be prepared for take-take. And now, I mean, this is not that dangerous, honestly. What do you think, GM Bish? Oh, well, he wants to take over and... Oh, boy. Ah! Good boy. Okay. He got his cuddles, it's time for him to go. Honestly, I prefer bishop e3 to castle 2 because castling is good, but it kind of makes it too easy for opponents. White needs to be very careful in this position. Yep. Ooh, what about bishop g5? I think this is definitely doable, but it makes it easier for black. So let's look at maybe bishop g5 first. I think bishop g5 is okay, but ow, fishy. Thinking something maybe knight a5, maybe simply just rook c8. It kind of makes it too simple. Bishop g5 is alright too, honestly. I think bishop e3 is ultimately the best one, kind of new stage of development. Yeah. And if something like take, we take, boom, great. Yeah. This knight is kind of very ironically good here. Alright, so in the game, Magnus made a slight inaccuracy and he went for knight c2. Castling was alright, bishop e3 was okay, bishop going to g5 was also okay, but knight c2 was kind of like a too casual, too natural. Yeah. Alright. In the game, Naka took, we gotta take back. And he went for knight a5. Yeah, so what do you think White did here? Ooh, salam Amit. What are we hoping for here? Besides for another cat appearance? Okay, getting the knight out, getting the bishop out. I see normal moves. I think they're all right. But let's think. If it's black to move, what does black wants to do? I think the main problem that white faces is that what if black tries to take over the center with something like f5, g6, maybe take it over here, exchange stuff over here. Hey buddy, thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that clear second. Knight g6, maybe. So I think what black wants ultimately is this idea with f5 and to try to take over the center one way or another. So I think what white should do is actually what Magnus did in the game. What do you think Magnus did in the game? Again, something like knight e3 is doable, but it kind of also blocks the bishop. Something like bishop g5 or right, but now knight c4, it's now you have to play b3 because your pawn was under attack, and maybe like the h3, and then eventually this knight will go. It can get a little messy. g4. I don't like this g4 because of knight g6. Ultimately, this is gonna be problematic too. f4, thank you, Brian. Yeah, f4. And Magnus did this f4 too. Yeah, f4 is a great idea. Now, if knight tries to go to f5 or take over here, which one do you think is better? To be honest, I understand why f4 looks a little rushed. It just feels like white is really trying to open the center when it's not ready, when the king is still in the center. So I understand the concerns. Maybe. Knife f5. Knife f5. And now I have this queen g4 or even g4. Now this works actually. I still prefer queen g4, but then g4. Yeah, this is cool. What about this take idea? Yep. I think you guys are considering correct ideas. We do have to take, and surprisingly enough, this is okay. The only problem with this is knight f5, and then you would have this e6, and it can get a little messy. So I agree, let's just take back on g3, take, and alright. Or even just bishop g2, no more funny business. Yeah, I like this. White has a little tiny advantage. Now, Naka just played knight f5 and he's like, I'm so done with this. I don't think he actually said that out loud, but that's the vibe I'm getting. Now, what do you think we should do? We mentioned this briefly, so yep. So that's the thing. I feel like Queen G4 is like a little bit safer option. That's why I felt it more. But Magnus doesn't do that. He doesn't really play by my rules, unfortunately. He played G4. G4 is better. I felt like Queen G4 is a little bit safer when G6, Queen H3, than G4. I thought this is again doable. Nothing really wrong with it. Or you can even like take it over here, take back, and this is perfectly fine. But black still kind of gets a tiny bit of edge. We don't want to give black that. Now, what about if not Queen G4? What if Queen D3? We already said that G4 is what Magnus did, but it's important to understand why he didn't do these other moves. When we do switch to Twitch, it doesn't have to be from Lichess, but as long as you import it on Lichess and send me a Lichess link, we're good. Okay, I think the idea, yep, G6, thank you, Dave. Yeah, now, funnily enough, you can castle and just live like this. That's perfectly okay. Knight e3 is another possibility, but it's not exactly good. It's kind of, it's just like okay. Yeah, it's just, I think the right word is just reasonable. It's nothing special. Again, black still does have like a tiny bit better, but it's just not what we want when we have something like g4. Consider this position to when we play g4 to this position. Of course, this is much more spatial. White still has much more edge. Yeah. Alright, so g4. What do you think? Is h2 the best move, or should black just move this knight away? What do you think? So much for king safety, right? Knight e7 kind of is funny. It's not a good idea at all. Knight e7, white is already plus 2, 3. More like 3 than 2. But then you can just easily do bishop e4, take all this space. If something like knight g6, I can even take that. That's how good this position is. Now, just the amount of development is just, oh, this is amazing. Almost as good as chocolate. Alright, so g4, h3. Black is fighting back. Black is trying to have some queen h4 ideas. What do you think we should do? Should we just let him take this? Or should we move this away? Black is toast. I kind of agree, yeah. Knight to e7 also blocks the dark square bishop. Yeah, that too. Yep, knight to 7 is not a good choice. For h3, bishop e4. Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, bishop e4 is the best one to do. The thing about bishop e4 is that now, if you give me check, I don't, it's, okay, it looks a little scary, but it's nothing to be scared of. Just king f1, if knight goes away, just rook g1. If this bishop was in this diagonal, okay, now you should be scared. Actually, you would be dead, so no need to be scared. You're past the scared point. Yeah, but no, in this position, you don't really need to be scared. Everything's perfectly fine. Black's pieces are way too misplaced to be able to form an attack. And yeah, the king does look absolutely ridiculous, but the fun thing is that all of the squares are under control. White's pieces are perfectly fine. You give me few moves, and let's say you play, let's see, I'm gonna choose knight g4. Let's say you play, well, actually knight g4 you can't, just eat it. I don't know what you should do. Let's say you play like g6. I can just play la 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 la, queen e2. Next I'm gonna wanna, if you play f5, I'm just gonna eat this, yay, yay. And then I'm just gonna, oh, I can't really exactly, I mean, it's too scary to do that. I'll just gonna bring it back, pretend to want to give it check, want to attack that. You play e4, I'll just give you check. Yeah, simple, simple, simple. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah, I think this is too good to actually want to spend too much time on it. So queen h4 doesn't work. What about knight h4? Exactly, kind of like a fake castle or artificial castle. What do we think? I guess the main question to answer is, what do I want to do with this guy? Am I gonna castle it? Am I gonna just develop my queen side? Knight e3, interesting. Not really. Surprisingly enough, castle is the best one. It's simple, it's safe. You're not really going to be able to attack anything that I own. Yeah. And this knight is just looking ridiculous here. Doesn't really have anything to do. Yeah, no, we're just gonna short castle it. Yep. This is not a scary position. Your next few moves could be king g1 if needed, something like g5 to cut the connection between this knight too. Let's see, what else can there be? Maybe f5, but you're just gonna try to push in the king side. Yeah, short castle is the best one, and believe me, I know it looks absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, this is the best one. So, is there anything that worries you right now? Is there like a move that you're gonna be like, ah, if black does this move, I don't know what to do, I wanna start crying? No crying for you? It's good if there's no crying. Yeah, this check doesn't really hold any serious threat. First off, king h1. Second off, bishop e3. No serious threats. So, after castling, what black did in the game was g6. Wanna develop it? And here, Magnus made a mistake. He played king h1, which is so weird. It shouldn't be a mistake, but the problem is that king h1 is too, it's like wasting a move. Yeah. Because now black has this f5, and if you try to go away, e4. If you try to go away, and it's kind of black gets a little bit of a room to breathe. We don't want that. I agree, right? That's kind of why I love this position, this game, because it's so just like I just want to scream like, oh my god, bro, what's happening to my king? Why is my king in there? Why? Yeah. Alright, let's go back. So, bishop e2. Let's not get into this f5 problem. Magnus was kind of lucky, and the best move here is actually g5 after g6. You prevent any type of cool f5s. If you ever play f5, I'm just gonna be like, take it, you take that, I'll take this. It looks scary, but it's not. You take that, then my queen comes up. Your king is the one that's weak because I have so much more space and so much more pieces involved. Alright. So g5 would be best because black wants to play f5. So in the game, he just played king h1, bishop g7, and now f5. f5 is good because after take, now you have ideas to get your pieces out. And funny enough, black just played knight g2. What do you think we should do after this knight g2? Yeah, right? That en passant would be super cool. Knight e1. Okay, interesting. You really don't like that knight on g2 now, do you? What's the threat? Absolutely nothing. Just wanted to advance its position. Bishop h6 actually would have been a better move. Because now if you take rook g1, it kind of makes more sense. You get rid of that bad bishop. Yeah. Hi, Pish Pish. But yeah, so knight g2 absolutely does not really have any serious threats. What do you think we should do now? f6. Yes, love it. Bishop f8. Keep in mind taking it was not really a good choice. I would just play this. And this would be winning because of f7. Okay, so bishop f8. Now again, queen f3. Trying to defend over here. Now what do? We know we have advantage. Just how can we bring in more pieces? Knight e3, bishop g5, interesting, interesting. Knight b4, good one. Finally, let's get this knight involved as well. Now, if you try to also include your knight, awesome. You try to bring your knight to attack my bishop. Now what do I do with this bishop? Knight e3 was alright, but knight b4 makes more sense. Yeah, we just want to get that knight in the game ASAP. I agree, Dave, that we should try to move the bishop, but I don't agree with the direction. Yep, bishop f5, you got it. And if knight d7, now what? We're approaching final stretch. You know you have killer advantage. All you gotta do is knock it out of the park. I guess that's the expression. Okay. Careful, guys, you're forgetting you have more pieces to develop. Taking down h3, maybe, but the problem is right now you're kind of forgetting about your bishop again. Yeah, bishop g5. Defend your pawn. To be honest, something like bishop e4 also is doable, but then knight c5 again, and then you do the same thing again. So let's not do that. Let's just do the bishop g5, defend my pawn. Now if rook g8, my bishop is under attack. How can I go about this? I agree. Let's just get the queen out too. Queen g4 a little, I think problematic. Taking over here. Yeah, I was thinking maybe knight e3, but then there's this check, so not that. Just knight f6. Yeah, careful. Now queen h5. Queen h5, keep the queen engaged as possible. You have so many threats. Okay, let's say knight b6. As mentioned previously, bishop b6. I'm going to go after your goodies. Take, and take. Now, here it's actually kind of funny because black actually resigned. He couldn't take the pain anymore. Completely understandable. It's a very sad position. Yeah. So yeah, this was how Magnus beats Naka in 2013. I mean, these two have played so many times over the years. I don't think anyone can pick a favorite, but this one is definitely among one of my favorite ones because just look at the final position. It's so cool. Take checkmate threads, checkmate threads, checkmate threads. Let's see. Any other checkmate threads? It's just so cute. Yeah. So, this is the end of our YouTube session. So, please like, subscribe, leave comments. I try to read them whenever I get a chance. And also, don't forget that today is the last day for Give St. Louis Give STL Day. So please donate. And the link below to St. Louis Chess Club. We are trying to reach a goal of 1,500. We are above 1,100 at the moment, so it's quite doable actually. Also, please, we are gonna do our segment of Switch to Twitch. So, have your games ready in a format of a Lichess link and send them to me in about 10 minutes. We're gonna be live on Twitch, so send them to me on our Twitch chat. And again, like, subscribe, comment, share. Alright, awesome. I'll see you guys